Welcome back, folks. So today I want to talk a little bit about burnout and psychology. So for the past week, I kind of been going through the ringer. Starting Thursday last week, I just started doing bad. I had a killer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you guys were on the live streams and stuff, I mean, you guys saw it. I made like 12 hour last week overall. And then Thursday, I just kind of started drifting back. And yeah, I've been kind of on a downfall, and I obviously don't want that to keep going. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. First of all, I'm taking a break. This is why you're watching this instead of watching a regular class video for today. We'll be back with classes on Monday, but for today, specifically Friday, I'm taking a break. I won't be live streaming today either. I will be live streaming back up on Tuesday next week. That is CPI day. So we'll be back right around 8 o'clock on CPI day before CPI hits. I'm not going to take a trade prior to CPI, so that's why the stream is going to start a little bit later than usual. But yeah, I want to just, be transparent about my current results for this week. I've just been on a downfall. I've taken pretty much L after L, and this is across all my accounts. This is not just on one single account. So I copy trade all my stuff now. I used to just trade it individually, but I recently started copy trading all my accounts into one single account. So whatever results that you see on one account is basically happening in all my other accounts. Some of them are in drawdown, and some of them are still in profit because I had already built a big buffer and worth a drawdown, and I don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, I took a beating this week. I lost 2 or 3 R on Monday. I made like 1 R on Tuesday or so, give or take, and then I lost an R, 2 R on Wednesday, and then today, Thursday, I lost 2 R as well. The dashboard just hasn't updated. I don't know why it hasn't updated yet, but I took 3 losses today as well. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting beat down, and it's not the market and it's not the strategy. Honestly, it's me as the trader. And that's one of the things that I feel like they're a little bit scared to talk about on YouTube when they're making videos. They always just make it seem like traders can't feel burnout, or you can't go through drawdown periods, or you can't go through periods where, you know, you do stupid stuff and you don't know why you're doing stupid stuff. But yeah, that I want to build my YouTube based on transparency and real trading. So here we are. This week has been bad, not because the strategy hasn't worked. Honestly, strategy is working fine if you're just not being an idiot like I was doing this week. And that's not to say if you make mistakes, you're an idiot. That's me talking to myself. So I have made a lot of choices this week that I typically wouldn't make otherwise. Like taking just trades that I know are going to be losing trades, but I still took them anyways, just because it was valid. And that's just one of the things that honestly I haven't said to myself for a very long time. Taking trades just because they're valid, it's just not a good reason. You have to actually have a narrative behind it. And I always have said you have to have a narrative, and you have to be, making rational decisions on why you're taking a trade, not just, hey, this is valid, so I'm going to go and take the trade, because that's just silly. Like, reality is that that's just pure silliness. You should be taking trades that you know are good trades because they make sense for the narrative and so on. If it doesn't, don't take the trade. Skip out on it, tape read it, and see how you could have known that it was a good trade. But if you cannot come to that conclusion, you shouldn't be taking the trade. But here I was on live stream. You can go back and watch those Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I took silly trades. I literally took the trade. I said, yeah, I'm taking a trade because blah, 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 blah. And then I would talk about why the trade is going to be a losing trade, and I'm still on the trade, which is just silly. Like, if I know the probabilities are low, and I literally said out loud, I mean, multiple times, yeah, this is a lower probability trade because blah, 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 whatever it was, and I'm getting stopped out, like, it's no surprise why I'm getting stopped out, right? And so it's just silly to do that multiple times and then not fix the issue. So it took me the whole week to basically take a beat down and then really say, okay, cool. Let me really step back. Let me really go and see what's going on with my trading and why I'm taking these losses. So I'm taking the day off today and Monday just to recoup. I'm basically going to go back over all my trades over the last month, month and a half, and see where I went wrong this week, see why I did what I did this week, and how I can prevent myself from doing that again moving forward. Because 2 weeks ago, I had the same issue. Two weeks ago, I also was going through the motions and I was on a huge losing streak. And so last week was my 2 weeks ago was my worst week in the last like 4 or 5 months. Then last week was completely fine, except for Thursday. And then this week has been my second worst week in the last 4 or 5 months. So I don't want to go back to where I have one great week and then one bad week, one great week, one bad week. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I'm also thinking about cutting down a little bit of the live streaming time, or maybe making it so I only live stream maybe 3 days out of the week instead of 5 days out of the week. I'm not sure, but the live streaming, honestly, I feel like has played a little bit of a part in it as well, just ever so slightly. I was used to live streaming to like a group of people on Discord, but with it being on YouTube, I feel like things are just a little bit harder, I guess, psychologically, because obviously more people are coming to watch you, and obviously I'm building up a YouTube, and people have expectations on you being a winner trader all the time and so on. So I feel like that has put a little bit of pressure on me as well, because I've made some decisions that I typically wouldn't make, just because I'm like, but if I catch that, that would be such a great video, or that would be such a great trade for, you know, for explaining this or explaining that. So it's been kind of it's kind of been like performative, which I never intended that to be the thing. I guess it's just like a human thing, like a psychological thing, like, I want to get the best clip out there, I want to get the best whatever out there, I want to teach this, I want to teach that. When I did it for the private students on Discord, I just did exactly what I'm supposed to do and exactly the way I typically do it, and I did great, and they loved it. They learned a lot, and I was able to showcase the model, how I use it. Everything was fine. After I got that account funded, I got the payout for it as well. Like, everything was cool. And then as soon as I started going on YouTube, my results have been just funky, because I just keep going through these periods where I do silliness for like a week, and then I go back to normal, and then I do silliness for a week and go back to normal. So anyways, that's enough of me ranting. Sorry I didn't have a video for you today, but I hope you at least learned that everybody goes through ups and downs in trading, even if they're profitable, even if they have been profitable for several months in a row and so on. Like, they will still go through drawdown periods. They'll still go through different struggles. For me, it's the streaming. For you, it could be your life, it could be your job, it could be your family. There could be many things that make it so that you're, struggling on the charts. So just be aware, and don't feel like you have to stay on the charts whenever you're not ready to be on the charts. The PM, for example, was amazing today. And if I had been on the charts for that PM, it would have been lovely. Like, it was an awesome PM session, and I would have crushed that PM session. But I would have only crushed it if I was in the right state of mind to actually be able to crush it, which honestly, I don't believe I would have been in the right state of mind to be able to crush it. I probably would have wanted to get my wins from the morning back, and so I wouldn't have traded optimally to the way I'm supposed to in the afternoon. So I probably would have burned down my accounts even more. So yeah, I still haven't blown up anything, by the way. So all the accounts are still here. I don't know how to do that. Well, I guess, well, you can still see them. You can see 1, 2, and 3. This is the eval that I was working on last week, which I was crushing. Let me bring that up, which I was crushing last week. And why is it not showing all the trade? Am I tripping? That's because it shows April. My bad. Yes, I was crushing last week, as obviously you can see here, and then it just turned around from there, and I'm in deep drawdown on that. So we'll see if I can recover that. And then this is the account that I had burnt down last month, and then I started recovering it, and now it's burning down again, but not so much. I mean, I still got quite a bit of room, thankfully, because I'm only doing $50 trades. And then this is a new funded that I received. The eval, I had already finished it. Let me see all accounts. I haven't failed a single account or eval from Tradify, but yeah, this is the eval. I was on the edge of losing it, and then I brought it all the way back when I was back on my grind and doing everything I was supposed to be doing. This is when I was doing silliness. And yeah, so this is where it's at now. Is this correct? Yes. Wait, no, that's not correct. Is this correct? I'm still bringing up the wrong account. Wait, no, why is it bringing up the eval? Okay, there it goes. So yeah, so I started, and as soon as I started, I got into drawdown, and I lost another 1,000 on it today, or another 1,000 and some change today. So it only has like $1,600 left out of the $5,000 you have available. So I'll have to bring down the risk to $100, work it up to like 4K, and then I can go back to normal risking. So it's going to take me probably like another week and a half to 2 weeks, give or take, to bring it back to where I need it to be. And then once I bring it back, then I can go back to normal risking. But yeah, proper risk management still allows you to keep your accounts even when you're doing a bunch of silliness. So at least I can show you guys that. Even when I'm doing a bunch of silliness, like I'm not blowing accounts left and right and doing a bunch of crap. This is the same stuff, as you can see, like literally it says all accounts. I'm scrolling up and down as far as I can. And yeah, you see inactive. They're just the evals. How do I show the last month? They're just the evals. Obviously it's too much profit to have failed. So yeah, you can see I passed each one of them. But yeah, anyways, that's enough of me ranting. Sorry about the long rant, or I don't know, maybe you guys enjoy the just ranting and having it on the background. Let me know if that's something you enjoy for psychology. There's definitely a lot of psychology tips I can give because, man, I've been through the ringer. I've done many, many, many dumb things. And so if you don't want to make the same dumb mistakes, maybe we can talk about it. All right, bye.